We're here today for the Japanese Grand Prix. We're here for round 16. And yeah, it's going to be a hell of a show tonight because we've got a full grid. Yesterday's newcomers race was just as spicy with a lot of action in Montreal. But now we're going headed towards the big boys in Japan. So let's see what they can deliver. Not a very easy track to overtake here, but nonetheless, there's a lot of action to be expected. Right, so before we head into the action, let's have a hot lap presented by, I believe it's the KC66, with some onboard commentary with our very own Third World Prophet. So let's go.
Welcome on board as we ride along with the Mercedes of KC66, one of the champion drivers last year at the IRC. As we exit the car through turn 18, KC slams hard on the throttle, upshifting through the gears as he takes a slightly more unorthodox line through the start-finish straight. The silver arrows of the Mercedes just blistering under the sun as we get ready for the hot lap, angling his car just at the 50-meter board through turn 1 before having to brake hard at the turn 2, not eating too much curve on our right as the car gets ready for the tricky S-curve section of sector 1, navigating through turns 3 and 4, easy on the throttle as we navigate our car through 5 and 6, judiciously working our throttle as the car dive bombs up the sweeping left hand of turn 7, which is the famous Dunlop curve, the Ferris wheel curve of Suzuka, before having to, just before the 50-meter board, take Degner 1 and then slamming before Degner 2 turn of Japan Suzuka track, before taking on the barely noticeable turn 10 and then slamming hard at the slightly uphill left-hand tight hairpin of turn 11 of Japan, as the car upshifts and navigates itself through the sweeping right-hander turn 12 of the track, eating the curve, slamming hard just at the 50-meter board, turn 13, entering spoon curve, and then exiting spoon curve with just the same amount of masterfulness in his craft as the Mercedes gets ready for the iconic turn 15 left hand full on throttle on the highest gear possible, angling his cars, not eating too much of the curve to avoid wheel spin there as we slam hard at the 50-meter board, eating turn 16 and 17 more judiciously as the car angles itself out of 18 onto the start finish straight, the same unorthodox line that KC took before, as we get ready to see what's the track time set by the driver. Thank you.
So yeah, that was a fast lap indeed by KC66. So let's get headed to the action. Third World Prophet, are you with us?
Thank you so much again, Kapil, for having me over. Let's have a rocking time with the drivers and with each other today as we take our spectators through this fantastic round 16 of season 4 of the IRC at Suzuka International Circuit.
So has the qualifying begun?
Not yet, no. I see a few cars coming out. I see the Renault coming out of the pits. And I think even the Williams, the Alfa Romeo, the Haas, the Renault, the Red Bull, the Toro Rosso.
Right. We should be in fairly soon. Did I lose my phone? Oh, right. Never mind. Kidding me, right?
Riding on board with Streeter as we navigate ourselves up the Dunlop curve, getting temperature into the tires, much needed heat into the tires as everyone gets ready for their hot laps. Freeman in a fantastic McLaren lining up behind Babaji.
From the stream, please continue. Be with you shortly.
Take your time. Except for 2 drivers, we have almost everyone else with their outlaps right now. Some traffic forming here between No More Pro and Ninja Zero, and what seems to be another Ferrari in front, washing powder. Oh, Maranello baby having a mischievous moment with the front of his car entering Degner 1. How's my sound at your end, Kapil?
Oh, crystal clear, mate.
All right. So till you join the stream, I'll just take everyone through what's happening. Driving on board with washing powder, maximizing the revs before upshifting up to 7th through 130R cautiously. There seems to be a lot of traffic in front with cars lining up to get the best hot lap. Let's see who started. I think General Pepe has started his hot lap and Faizan too. Let's ride on board with General Pepe, ensuring not to glide over the curve at turn 2 as we enter turn 3 and turn 4 of the S curves. You've got to be very cautious how you apply throttle to turns 5 and 6, because if you go wide into 6, your entry into 7 is compromised, and the top speed that you'll get before the first deg now could be compromised as well.
Okay, looks like I'm in. We got a spinning alpha right in front of him.
Yeah. Kapil, would it be possible for you to be a little louder, please?
Want me to be a little louder?
Yeah, just a little bit. I can't hear you over the cars.
So I can't because the stream volume is fixed.
All right, no problem.
You can change your Discord settings. You should be able to. So Carry getting a little poor exit out of spoon curve, losing the back end a bit. But he won't worry about that too much. Black Sheep goes quickest, and you still have a reversing Alfa Romeo. What is happening? Okay. This Pepe, now he's pitted. Alright, let's go on board with Nima. Oh, makes complete mess of the last corner. Real SD goes fastest on the medium tires. That's much better pace from Theo. Good showing from him. Alright. Vanilla baby. Validating, I believe, on purpose, doing a 128.0. Miles ahead of everyone else. So that's definitely out there. Let's see how Babaji does as he crosses the line. That's a 202. That still counts. Shall I look? Goes 148.7. Yeah, these are just sad laps. Let's see who else is on a lap. Oh wait, that's Washing Potter going off at Degna 1. On board with.
So sorry for the disconnection there, folks.
It's all good, it's all good. So the first round of qualifying is done. We got overcast conditions, so that definitely will help with the temperatures, at least for the softer compounds.
Are we expecting to see rain in this race?
I can't tell you that.
Okay, I've just changed the volume settings. Now I think.
Okay, looks like Rambo's on his second lap on medium tires. Surprising why he would do that. Oh, and he spun out at the exit of turn 7, I believe. And yeah, he really should not be pushing those tires because he's done a decent lap of 131.2. Yeah, he can definitely improve there, but yeah, it's just toasting his tires right now. Not the ideal situation to be in.
And that's the last thing. And that's the last thing you want to do, especially if you're going to start your race on those quali tires.
Yeah, but it is his first stint, so we expect him to go onto the soft tires.
Yeah.
Do a faster lap. Babaji's gone 4th in the midst of all this. Good pace from him. 130.7. So on another lap? No, not that. I don't think so. Put his ERS down. So I don't think so.
So according to you, Kapil, in this 15 races that we've had so far, who has the best tire and energy management amongst all the pro racers that we have in this field?
Real SD has fantastic ERS management. Other than him, well, I have to say Manila Baby. And I'm not. So General Pepe does suffer a little bit, but his bigger concern is consistency more than anything else.
Okay,
But yeah,
understood.
Real SD is definitely in front with his management.
Fair enough.
Looks like my pizza has already arrived. That was insanely quick. What's the time right now? Okay, so Street on his flying lap. See what he does. Very nice and tidy through sector 1. Got another retirement. That'd be Manana Baby. He's doing very nicely so far. 32.9 on the first sector. Little squeamish the exit of the entry of Stagner 2. That's still fairly decent. This is the apex. Let's see how much exit speed he carries out of the hairpin. Conservative of through spoon. Let's see how he fares. Decent exit, but he definitely have maximized it. But he's going on the grass. That's silly driving, unnecessarily throwing time away. Oh, nice clattering of the curb. Could that be an invalidation? Let's see. As he crosses the line to P4 at 130.2. Let's go on board with the Ferrari of IRC rank. We had a terrible race last weekend. A completely screwed up strategy. Was that last week? Yes, it was. In Russia, where he started on Inters. When it dried up, he went on to the wets. Yeah, that was a complete cock up of his strategy. But he crosses the line to go P4 faster than his sister team rival of Streeter. A good lap from him at 29.8. But currently commanding lead over the field. Got IRC Real ST, who's put a 129.6 on mediums. And I'm very sorry that I missed it, but Torpedo has shot up the field to go speed 2 on 129.7. That's amazing pace from him. Well, let's go on board with my teammate, the KC66. It's doing all right so far. Excellent through spoon. Excellent exit. Have a good time that this might be P2 or might even challenge for pole right now. So he's gone purple middle sector. Looking at the 100-meter mark. Missing the apex, but carries nice speed through the last corner. And crosses the line. Ooh, professional pole of 129.5. Excellent lap from him. So who else is on a lap now? We got Faizan at the end of his.
Just waiting for my game to connect to the lobby, and I'll be back with you.
Alright. The Nomu Pro player is got purple middle sector. I cannot believe that actually. But let's see what he does. Who's 5th fastest? Oh, that is an excellent lap from him. I did not expect that pace. That is quite surprised about that. Alright, let's go on board with Babaji. He's slightly down on his previous time. His teammate smartly moving out of the way. Neat and tidy so far. Good exit through Spoon. Babaji is stomping through the field. Let's see if he can improve. He's marginally up on his time. Let's see if he gets perfect sector 3. So he can definitely jump up the field. Oh, excellent entry. The last chicane. Let's see how he does. Crossing the line. Improves by 1 position. 3 tenths up. Okay, we've got a washed out washing powder Nirma. Unfortunate for him. So Rambo's on his second. It could be his last run. Clean so far. A little lift going into the S's. Yeah, that's fine.
He's just playing around with the throttle as he navigates his car through that S-curve section.
Indeed he is. He is up on his time. There's
Good braking through Techna without losing too much top speed there. Turn 11 hairpin. Careful not to eat too much of the curb on the left because that really can give the car a little bit of oversteer.
So I really need. The smell is overcoming me right now. I need to start eating.
I think yeah, you can dive into a bite of that. I'll just take people through. So we are exiting Spoon Curve through 14. Getting ourselves just into sector 3 as we approach one of the most famous left-hand turns, the 130R of Japan. Fantastically navigating his car through 7th gear there. Entering the Casio Triangle chicane. 16, 17, could have taken a little bit more of the apex there. Takes himself into the pits.
Interesting move there. So let's go on board with Black Sheep. He's 2 tenths up, going into 130R right now. And I'm going to grab a nice big chunk of garlic.
A little bit of oversteer, I think.
He's run out of ERS. That will definitely tamper with his exit speed. Goes up to P4. He definitely screwed up his last lap there.
Yeah, you could see that.
Alright, so let's go on board with the debutant. Torpedo won yesterday's newcomers race by a commanding margin of 25 seconds. So
RB Ferralo just taking a stroll through the grass as if we were enjoying a Sunday picnic. What's happening there? Could he be just making sure traffic's out of his way before he starts his last lap?
An interesting strategy. He's still at the beginning of his lap. Doesn't matter. Okay, so let's go on board with Tanny. He didn't have such a great race yesterday. Just getting out of the way, taking nice curve through turn 1. Let's see how he faced through the S's. He beautifully mounting the curves. Yes, excellent line there.
It's all about how you get the exit to up the Dunlop curve. He seems to be doing a good job holding the gears steady, heating Techno 1.
He's got a purple first sector.
Yeah. Oh, I think that first sector purple just went away from him. Ooh, Danny somehow loses it at the hairpin, and I think he's stopped pursuing the hot lap now.
No, he's still going. He did have a slight moment there. He's going a little wide and he's invalidated his lap. It's a big shame there. And he's going to retire.
Promptly getting out of the way for Rambo.
No, Rambo's on his out lap. Faizan's on his flying lap. Let's go on board with no more pro player instead. Black Sheep is done. Oh wait, let's go on board with the SD. Because he's on his soft run. 6 tenths up on the first sector alone. This man is flying right now.
Let's see how he takes the hairpin.
Nice wide line. There are multiple ways you can take the hairpin, so that's definitely one of them. Man, there's no dip. What the hell? Thought there would be some dip.
Doing really
Sorry.
well through spoon curve. Little compromise on the exit of 14.
That's fine, I guess.
Looks like the
Let's see.
Freeman is retired, setting his number 3. Fantastic on gear 7 through 130R. Oh, Streeter
He's got
gets
a-
a 5-place grid penalty.
That's going to be a problem for them. Goes fastest by quite a bit for 28.6.
128.6, almost a second ahead of Casey.
But do keep in mind that Casey did put on his lap on the medium tires. Now Rambo is marginally up on his time. He's 1/10 up. Can he keep it together into the final sector? He is currently on pace to jump Streeter. Let's see if he can keep it together.
It's all about that 17th turn. What does he do here? Nice.
Excellent exit.
Yup. And he does a
130 and he jumps Streeter.
Ah.
Good show from him. Kenny is done. Casey is also done. Now can I find my bloody dip? Damn it. How do you eat garlic bread and some potato wedges without a freaking dip? No.
Hey, just pray you have some mustard at home for that then.
It's all expired, man. That's the problem.
Ouch.
Can't even go out to get some more.
See, now you're just making me hungry because I haven't eaten since I woke up
When did you wake up?
3 hours ago.
You've been sleeping all day.
Yeah, I mean, I work really late, like 5 in the morning.
Oh.
That really has been messing with the biological clock. Note to all the kids out there, don't turn into an adult. That really, really, really will take away all the fun from life.
Okay, so your qualifying results. SD goes fastest.
We have
Got
IRC,
Casey on the
real
alternate
SD.
strategy.
Yeah, Casey is on an alternate strategy. I think he's going to go from mediums to softs. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He will definitely go for that, yes.
And we have Torpedo, a fantastic position 3, 129.5. I think you can see the from 2 to 8 you have people on 129, and then the rest are sparsed out between 130 and 131. So you can say that the 2nd to 8th place boys really have a good understanding of the track and are a second above, or let's say that the second edge that they have above others could play very well into this game, especially considering they're all starting on the same tires, and it's all about how they manage those tires and get themselves as long a stint as they can without really affecting what happens in the stint with their second tires.
Okay, AFK, I really need to find this dip. I'll be back in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, take your time. Just be back before lights out though. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as the cars line up on the grid, you can see the pink and some of the cars seem to be getting into a little bit of beatboxing and jumping on their toes, but that's just a small mishap that Codemaster still hasn't fixed with their F1 games. Cars bouncing around in their spot before the lights go off. So, just running you down the order, we have Maranello Baby. Oh no, this is not the running order. We'll take you through the running order as soon as the session starts.
I'm sorry, I'm back right now. Did you say something?
Yeah, I said let's take the team through the running order as soon as the race starts. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4, 5. And that's
Away we
lights
go.
out and away we go. Yeah. The Toro also seems to have gotten a much better start than Casey.
We got 3 wide in turn 1 and we've got a spinning Noma Propi and a Freeman. Oh, that's a shame. And Rambo making good positions so far. And
Maranello Baby
so far so clean.
got himself up 3-4 positions.
So General Pepe and Manuel Baby are on a charge. They've each made 5 positions already. The end of Sector 1. Babaji is really close with Ninja Zero. Poor showing from him. I don't know why so far back.
If you could just ride on board with Maranello Baby, you'll see like a small sort of tiff emerging in front of him because all the cars are like piled up in a traffic jam. As we enter turn 11, oh my god, there's an action between Gyan and Ninja Zero. I
Jinan, and yes.
think Jinan's out of the race.
And
my
we
God.
have Manuel Baby and a Renault who's just slammed into Jinan at the exit of the hairpin. And there's a lot of carnage there.
Time penalty for Maranello Baby right there.
Yeah, and I believe he's got damage too. Yes, that's heavy front wing damage. He left and have to pit there.
There's a fantastic race emerging between IRC, Rant and Freeman for position 6. As they just
got a VSC.
navigate. I think there's some damage on the McLaren. No damage. But going obviously slow through 130R. The Force
Manuel Baby has damage.
Yeah. So does the Racing Point of Babaji, missing front right end plate.
So Freeman's going to go side by side with Rant into T1. Will he think better of it? He's going to go down the outside. Oh,
going wide. I think Rant had a good. Rant goes
good
wide.
Entry by Rant there, yeah. General Pep is slamming up the field right now.
We have a lot of cars in the pits. Maranello, Leclerc, Guignan, Ninja just exited, or is Ninja entering his pits now? I think he's just exited the pits.
So looks like Torpedo with those soft tires has jumped Casey at the beginning of the race. Interesting.
Absolutely, yeah. Casey struggled to get his car off the line, with Torpedo just taking that position, getting those key milliseconds ahead of Casey into turn 1.
So Babaji and Faizan going side by side into the hairpin. They're still side by side. Great end, good for them. Faizan squeezing me out.
Faizan does have a tendency of going a little rash on V2L, but this was really fantastic racing. Oh my god, they touch Martin. There's a IRC Rant also who's gone wide.
Also, yes.
Yeah.
Action on the round.
And Rant just pitted, but doesn't seem to have any damage on his front wing. Babaji putting on some pressure. It's all about who gets the nose first through 130R. Oh, Rant's coming
touching.
Close. Yeah, I think
he's this collision. Babaji goes wide. And Rant concedes the position. Interesting. Good clean driving from them. That could have been very dangerous.
Yeah, it could have definitely had a disastrous result for Babaji, because Babaji was completely getting pushed out of the track into the green side of it. Oh, Monk and Tanny are having a moment there, with Monk just spinning off the curbs a little bit. Is Tanny going to get this position? Tanny coming precariously close into the rear wheels of Monk. Monk not letting off the racing line at all. Both cars seem to have really good grip through the S-curves. Up through Dunlop. And yeah,
right on the back of Faizan. Will he make a dive? There is contact between them at the hairpin, and he pushes them wide and takes the position. That was a dirty overtake by General Pepe.
Oh, Perallo gets the position over Faizan as well. Faizan losing 2 positions there.
Good opportunity taken from Abi. By Abi, sorry. Right at the back of General Pepe already. That's interesting.
Yeah, General Pepe seems to be struggling as he exits through Spoon Curve.
Might he have suddenly got damaged because of the contact with Faizan?
Who's gone wide? I think No More Pro had a moment there.
Danny's overtaken Monk. And Streeter's gone into the pits.
Yeah, Streeter in the pits.
And he's retired. Interesting.
Oh, why is Streeter retired? What happened?
Okay, so what's happened is Torpedo's pitted on the medium tires, so he's now on the 2-stop strategy. I think there was damage. I think he's lost like 12 positions. Must have made a mistake somewhere and lost a bit of his front wing, because there would be no other reason to pit so early.
Let's ride on board with RB Ferrallo as he chases down General Pepe. None of these boys seem to have too much confidence through the Degno section.
Because the curbs can eat you out, so it is better to be on the safer side.
Absolutely, agreed with you there. Especially when you're on a high load of fuel on soft tires that are completely getting off the rails, it makes sense to be cautious, like you mentioned.
Washington goes really deep into the hairpin. It's on the outside, but gets a terrible exit, and Monk just completely capitalizes on that. So wait, there's contact between them at the exit at the hairpin. There was a little
Washing
bit of
powder 2 has
a loss in
retired.
traction by washing powder. That's another VSC. That's a shame for him. Big hiatus, and his return was unfortunately not the best. Noma Propi is going wide under VSC and he's going to lose a position. No, wait. Manolo Baby is still behind him. He's on the two stop. Started on the hard tires. It's not going well for him. Got to make a lot of ground, and this is not one of the easier tracks to overtake.
Yeah, agreed with you there. And even Ninja Zero having a terrible day after his crash at that point of time.
And pitting.
Let's see how the front runner, IRC Rand gets himself into the pits for a cheap pit stop. Oh, that includes a wing change as well. I don't know why he has a wing change. His wing doesn't seem to have any damage on it.
Optimistic.
So how's the pizza for you, Kapil?
Haven't started it to it, but I'm still munching on the garlic bread. But it is fantastic, mate. I'm really missing the garlic dip.
Freeman goes wide there, losing 2 positions to Tanny and Monk. Oh, Freeman's just all over the track.
He's toasted his tires and he's smashed into the wall. That's what happens with your soft tires. They heat up really quick. One spin and that's the end of those tires. You really have to drive really slowly for the rest of the lap. You won't have a chance to go back to the pits.
Yeah, and even with the virtual safety car, since it's ended now, I think Freeman's lost the opportunity.
Going wide at the end of Sector 1 and Manolo Baby makes the overtake.
Oh, Maranello, fantastic through Degner 1 there. That's a line I've not seen too many people take. Making sure that his front right tire completely off the curbs as well. Who are you riding on board with, Kapil?
Manolo Baby. So Torpedo side by side with Babaji.
Babaji, oh my god, what is that?
He's pushing him wide and he's out of here.
I think that was a little bit of Babaji's. He could have been a little bit more cautious with taking that left. That's exactly what I think happened between Vettel and Leclerc when both of them had an accident in Brazil.
Right there.
Babaji having to
limp into the pits, yep.
Whoa, what's he doing?
What happened?
He brakes hard at the entrance of the pit. I think he got a little confused there.
Might have forgotten the pit speed.
Yeah, he braked hard much before. Even Freeman into the pits now. I think Freeman is also going to be on a long stint to the end now, I think.
Yeah,
he's taking hard to the end. Yep.
Torpedo now.
Torpedo catching up to Monk, yeah. I think Monk's struggling a little bit over there because Torpedo seems to have pitted and gotten himself a fresh set of mediums and Monk's still on his starting set of softs. You can see Monk definitely cautious, not accelerating too hard in mid-corner.
Doesn't have damage. But yeah, those fresher tires from Torpedoes definitely coming into play right now.
It's all about who brakes late now. Oh no, none of the drivers seem to want to go brake late braking.
I'm pretty sure they've seen Vettel's incident and would not want to repeat it.
Nobody wants to repeat that. I think he's going to get it before 130R here though. Just needs to stay behind him on the slipstream. Oh no, that's not the line you want to take. But still, good control of the car. Torpedo, not losing too much time there, and he challenges himself to 16. Oh my god!
He's completely closed the door. He was entitled to that line. He did block the inside. So fair move by Monk. An optimistic dive by Torpedo, and he gets the treatment he deserves.
Absolutely, I think there is a sort of battle ensuing between.
These two are the only two battling right now.
SD is completely enjoying himself. I mean, he's built himself a 1.9, almost 2-second lead over Casey.
So let's not forget that these two will be battling at the end with opposite tires.
Absolutely.
Oh, Torpedo going onto the grass. He's losing traction. And good save by him. Fantastic.
Oh,
he's going wide again.
And I think you just jinxed him with the commentator's curse. That was really fantastic control, though. I mean, if I have to, you have to give it to him. He had
He
really good
definitely
control.
does, yeah.
You often tend to panic when your car goes off and you don't really take notice of the fact that your foot's still pressing the throttle. He just took it off the throttle immediately. That's how he got his car back. Faizan and Tani seem to be racing. Or is it that Faizan went wide and Tani overtook him?
Not too sure.
Casey unable to bridge that gap to SD in front of him, but Casey's
in a very
definitely
good
going to
position.
have a longer stint on those mediums, and SD is going to have to pit earlier. Oh, Faizan had a moment. General Pepe. Oh, he went to the pits. I thought he had a moment.
Relax.
We're on lap 18 of 27, and we have 3 cars out of the race already. Washing Powder, Streeter, and Genian. I think that's both the Alfa Romeos and Casey's teammate, Genian out.
It's Jinan.
We have 2
And
people.
it's lap 8, not 18.
Yeah, lap 8, yeah. We have 2 people who've just pitted, Babaji and Freeman, out on really fresh hards. General Pepe as well, out on fresh mediums. I think Pepe can take it to the end right now, Kapil.
Pushing his luck, but yeah, definitely possible. Sorry.
Yeah, he'll have to be a little conservative.
Manila Baby will definitely have to stop again.
Absolutely, yes.
This race screwed up by the action around him.
Yeah, and he has a
Yes.
5-place penalty also.
5 place, 5 second.
I think it was a 5-second or a 5-something penalty, but he had a penalty because of his small incident with the Renault in the beginning of the race.
That would be a 5 second. That would be 3 second type penalty.
Pepe really struggling on his tires there. It's all
Slowly
about
getting into temperature, yeah.
correct.
These two are not going to be making moves anytime soon. But Torpedo's finally gotten ahead of Monk. He's going to be flying away with those fresher tires.
Absolutely. Monk's gonna have to think of his strategy now, because it's all about what he decides to do with his pit strategy. 8 laps in on his soft tires. What would you recommend if you were in Monk's position, Kapil?
So the pit window is around. Oh wait a minute! General Pepe and Manuel Pepe going side by side into turn 2. They're still side by side.
Oh, it's so
This
beautiful
is
there.
exciting racing, gentlemen. And General Pepe just stays out up in front of Manila Baby. That
I think
was
Maranello knew that
spicy stuff.
Yeah, I think Maranello knew that Pepe's might just spin Maranello out. That's why Maranello took his car back.
So the strategy, the one stop, is that the soft tires runners will pit at the end of lap 10 or 11 and
Okay.
then take the mediums to the end.
Alright.
So the soft runners, though their tires are already given up, they just have to stay a little while longer and pit onto the medium tires.
Yeah, and I think because they have a bit of a gap that's formed between all the soft runners, they do have that time. Oh, Monk's gone off, I think. Yeah, Monk's gone off.
Yeah, his tires are toast. He should be pitting right now for hard tires.
Freeman's got a 3-second time penalty also, I think could be for cutting corners.
Multiple warnings.
Maranello's really close to General Pepe here.
Bit of a cut there. Might bite him later on. Going side by side into the home straight. General Pepe, I
I
believe,
hope
will
Pepe
yield
doesn't
this
close
time.
the door too much.
Yep, he does.
Fantastic
Yes.
overtake there by Maranello, baby.
These two are in for the long run. So, General Pepe is thinking smart. He doesn't need to fight Manuel Pepe. He knows that he's faster. He's going to tuck in behind him and just let him drag him towards the front runners.
Absolutely, and both of them are on completely different strategies, tire strategies as well.
Yes.
It makes more sense for General Pepe to just enjoy his time behind Maranello till Maranello pits and then set some blistering times to stay ahead of them.
Yes. You're absolutely right. So the gap between the leaders has increased to 3 seconds.
Absolutely. It's very cute to see that husky chocolate branding behind a McLaren. Rand's going wide there, and I think, Leclerc and Rand just have a small moment. Rand's not having a good race at all. I think he's lost his wings.
He got a 5-second time penalty for Rand. That's a severe collision.
Yeah, Rand's lost his front right end plate, and
Yeah, that's
I
another
think
pit.
he's toasted his back tires as well.
No, he's on the hard tire, so it will come back to temperature fairly quickly.
Freeman's taking it easy. I think Freeman's race right now is with the same boys, Faizan, Monk, No More Pro, because Faizan's just entered the pits right now. He's shifting on to yellows. So Faizan's going from yellow to yellow, or did he go from soft to yellow to yellow? I think he went from soft to yellow to yellow.
Not too sure.
Because then otherwise, if Faizan's doing his first pit now, then he'll have to change again towards the end of the race, and I don't think that's something he would want to.
So he's not one of the best tire managers. So technically the mediums could make it to the end, but he would definitely struggle for it. He's right behind Ninja right now.
You're talking about Faizan?
Yes.
Alright.
So now this is the pit window for the soft tire runners. They should be.
Is Faizan playing on keyboard by any chance?
Yes.
Hats off to the guy for this.
So the race leader realistically pits. Casey would want to push as much as possible right now.
Absolutely, yeah. Casey's has, I think, 3 more laps before he takes his pit.
Yeah, on 4 more laps.
Bunch of boys coming into the pits. Black Sheep in the pits as well. Rambo in the pits as well. Babaji is challenging Leclerc, but I think Leclerc's got a pit now.
So Black Sheep has been overtaken by Tanny under the pits? No, my apologies. Tanny is on a different strategy. He's on 11 lap hold medium tires, so you definitely have to pit again.
Yeah. I think Black Sheep's racing. I think Black Sheep's racing Maranello. I have a feeling.
Maybe. Yeah, it looks to be. But Maranello baby will have to pit again. So that gap will increase.
Yeah, that's
more
true.
Like Black Sheep is fighting Janelle Pepe.
Right. Pepe putting on a challenge there with his 4 laps old medium tires.
We're looking at the top 2. These two are definitely going to be together to the end, because realistically he's made a pit, has pitted, and is still in P2. Chalalak is struggling with those 10 lap old medium tires. He's locking all over the place at the end of sector 1.
I think he's gonna pit now.
What if Babaji can get to him first? Manolo baby and RB pits.
RB is already out with his tires. I think Maranello is going to go back to racing with. No More Pro is too far behind to catch up right now. I think No More Pro. Oh no, he does.
Interesting.
Let's see, does Ninja have.
At the end of 130, Babaji is overtaken Shalalak. Good for him.
What's Rand doing? I mean, I think he really seems to be all over the place.
Yeah, so he's already given up. So when he has a bad race, he just stops racing.
Right.
But now, as we go ahead into Spoon, Torpedo succumbing to the pressure, he goes onto the grass, makes a silly little mistake before Spoon Curve itself, and Janelle Pepe eats him alive.
Maranello and No More Pro just going wheel to wheel, easily taking the position from No More Pro. I think Torpedo and General Pepe are going to have a race exiting the Casio chicane.
Torpedo will have to pit again. He's on 10
Yeah.
lap old.
Yeah, I think Torpedo is going to pit now. Oh no, he's taking it forward.
He will stay out for maybe 3 more laps. General Pepe sets the fastest lap with a 1:31.4. Now he's flying.
Oh, nice.
He's closing up on Tanny.
So that definitely puts Tanny and Torpedo on a similar strategy.
Tanny and Torpedo, yes, you're absolutely right.
Oh, Black Sheep seems to be struggling. Let's ride on board with IRC. Rand seems to have ghosted himself. That's causing Maranello some sort of an issue because Maranello doesn't want to risk it getting into that car.
No, that car is definitely closed, so he doesn't have to worry about it. Because, oh, just a second.
Rand goes wide, and that's Maranello's cue to move forward. Now we have a yellow flag in sector 2. I think that was Rand going spinning all over the place. I think Rand should just take himself to the pits and retire and save himself the stress of a bad race.
So through 130, General Pepe is going to launch an attack on Tanny. Going side by side into the last check-in. There's contact.
And Tanny
I don't believe there's damage, but they do keep their original positioning. The gap between the leaders is 18 seconds. That is not enough. Oh, General Pepe very close to Tanny. He had to back out into T1 so as not to run the back of him.
Yeah, I think it's all about turn 7 now. Turn 7 into Degner. Or the hairpin after that. Maranello baby setting the fastest lap at a 1:31.235 for the McLaren F1 Oh, Tanny seems to be faster there. Both the drivers taking their own customized racing lines through those sections. As we enter the hairpin, ooh, Tanny has to brake earlier.
He is on 14 lap old medium tires, so he will definitely struggle for traction and definitely brake earlier.
Absolutely.
He's defending the inside. Ooh, little bit of a late move there, but yeah.
You think he opens up the door on purpose?
General Pepe's line there. They're going side by side out of Spoon and his contact, and that is at the end of Tanny's race, and that's the end of General Pepe's race too. Man, that is a terrible contact, and we got VAC again and not a safety car. What is with this game? This is a good opportunity for Casey to make a pit, but unfortunately he's just crossed the line already. Alright. Yeah, you were saying?
That should have been a safety car incident for sure. I mean,
definitely. This
it would be fun to see the group lining up with 11 laps to go.
But that would have just handed the win to Casey. Now he'll have to slightly work for it.
That's true as well.
The gap is up to 19 seconds, 18.8. So VSC is in his favor currently. Torpedo pitting, using the VSC to his advantage. Nice opportunity there.
So who, if you had to point out, who would you think was responsible for that that mishap between Tanny and General Pepe?
I think it's a racing incident because both of them wanted to be on the middle of the track, and only one car can fit there in the middle. So none of them gave way. Both suffered the price for it. Now Manila Baby is all over RB. It's definitely they're on equal tires.
Yeah, that
traction that Manila Baby has.
Really Maranello, yeah. And something similar could have happened right now with RB closing the door there. If he just touched Maranello's.
Going wide at the end of Techno 2 and Manila Baby taking the opportunity. Smart move to wait it a couple of more corners by Manila Baby. Just showing you what kind of maturity this WDC of Season 4 has.
Absolutely. And you can see that that's put RB in the hunting range of Torpedo as well, who's just got himself a fresh set of softs.
Yes, let's see.
So can Torpedo take his softs to the end? I think he can.
Yeah, this is the pit window. Definitely can take it to the end. So our race leader KC66 comes out
On softs.
behind.
Oh,
Oh, he
Casey spins
spun at
there.
the end. Oh, he spun out of T1. Terrible shame, and he's lost the position to to Black Sheep. This is horrendous second stint for him.
That's not something I think Casey expected. I think he's toasted his tires. You can see he's really struggling to keep his car on track.
He's just thrown the race win away.
And we were just talking about how a safety car would have handed the race to Casey. So that truly is a commentator's curse.
Stupid Casey.
Ninja Zero and Torpedo having a moment there. I think. Sorry, Torpedo and RB Ferralo having a moment there. I just want to correct myself there.
We were really close to him. He's definitely making the use of his soft tires, but he would want to make the move as quickly as possible.
Oh, I don't think he should make a move.
Thinking of it at Degner too, but that is a recipe for disaster.
Agreed with you 100% there. That was a recipe for disaster. I think he would want to overtake him after the 150R.
130R.
130R, I'm sorry.
Let's see. Abhi gets an excellent exit out of the hairpin, but goes very wide and he just completely concedes the position there. Unfortunate for him.
I don't see any more battles playing out. I think Babaji and Freeman are going to. Do you think they can take it their heart for another 9 laps?
Easily.
Alright, so I think then they both are on one strategy. And I think Leclerc is going to have to pit now.
Yes, he will. But RB is still on the back of Torpedo. And
these two gentlemen are going to race.
Again with the 130.1.
Oh, RB gets that. Gets the lead over Torpedo.
Yeah, makes the move before T1. That's a great exit from him. But they're going side by side into T2. Will concede. Oh, they're still side by side and Torpedo missed. The move done with those amazing grip from those soft tires. That is an amazing move.
Those sticky tires clung him onto the track like Spider-Man and his spidey senses. So I think that's what got him in front of RB's. Even though RB, I mean, I wouldn't want to be partial to either of the drivers. I think RB had a little bit more passion coming out into those corners, but if he had similar tires, I think it might have played more in his favor.
That was a very bold move by Torpedo going at the outside there. Fantastic move.
100% agreed with you there.
These two newcomers have put on an amazing show so far. Excellent team driving. So Casey is 1 second behind Black Sheep, trying to make the most of his mistake and claw back. He is improving, he's putting a fastest personal lap. He is under a second behind Black Sheep. Let's see if he can close down the gap. A 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. Is the penalty system dishing out harsher penalties today?
Seems like it. I mean,
Ninja goes into the pits and speeds his way through into a 5-second time penalty.
Casey is definitely going to get him here.
Doesn't want to be hasty. I mean, he's on fresh softs. You would want to dispose of Black Sheep as soon as possible because he has to bring down the gap. He has to get back into the range of real SD.
Yep. Otherwise, his race is, you could say, pretty much going to be a second place guaranteed for sure.
Well, I can't say we don't know the situation of penalties on real SD, but imagining his consistency, I don't imagine there to be any penalties for the leading group.
Agree with you there.
So Casey is going to line himself up.
Goes really wide. Oh, Ninja Zero pitted as well. Just pitted.
Yes, out of the pits, he's attacking Babaji. And as he makes the overtake, Casey also dives into T1, gets the inside, and a beautiful move.
Fantastic racing there by Casey.
He needs to run like hell right now because he needs to bring down that gap to the
Yep,
race leader. He's
absolutely.
got 7 laps to go. Rambo and Manolo Baby are fighting. I believe that was an overtake by Manolo Baby, and he's moved into P4 from the last position. It's a great drive from him, especially considering the bad luck that he had at the
Yep,
beginning of the
Babaji and
race.
Freeman are having a small race as well.
Now, Nomo Pro P, I'm pretty sure, has toasted his tires because he's struggling to keep it on track. Oh,
Yep, you
he's
can see
lost his
that.
front wing completely. That's why he's understeering. Yeah, he will have to pit. Shame because he's 3 lap fresh new soft tires.
Yeah, what happened there? I think he had a moment with Leclerc.
Maybe. And just to add salt to his wounds, he
Gets a
gets a
5
5
second
second.
penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is not something any driver wants when they're having a bad day. Maranello builds his lead ahead of Rambo. I don't think Rambo will be able to catch him within this lap.
And slowly watch the gap come down by Casey. It's 2.9 seconds right now.
Yeah,
Needs to get a move on.
I think by lap 23, lap 24, we can see what speed Casey has on these 4 lap, 5 lap old tires and what IRC Real SD is gonna have on his mediums. Because like
Will
you
be
rightly
interesting at the
mentioned
end.
at the beginning of the race, it's these two gentlemen who are gonna have the final battles in the final few laps. You can see SD right ahead of him. Let's see is how the SD racing.
Yeah, these two are equal on ERS management, not pushing that too much. Having plenty of reserve for when the battle gets spicy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Casey seems to have more speed through fast corner exits. He made up 3 seconds at the spoon curve exit.
Intense, yeah. So Casey is on the wheel and the real SD is on a controller currently.
Yeah. Ah, okay. No, I meant 0.3 seconds, guys, not 3 seconds. My bad. Oh,
What is
people are
3
going
seconds is
wide.
the time penalty that Rambo gets.
I think he got a little too over ambitious trying to chase down Maranello baby through the triangle casino Casio chicane.
So our debutants Torpedo and RB doing P6 and P7, definitely showing Tier 1 that they belong there.
Yeah, I
And
think RB has, Torpedo has a chance of catching up to Rambo.
let's see, time will tell.
Casey's making the gaps smaller and smaller. Ooh, someone's gone wide.
That would be Rent going extremely slowly.
Two 2.9 to 2.6 now between Casey and IRC, the real SD. Ooh, just avoiding some oversteer there, Casey. 2.5 now.
Let's have a look at the race director. I want to see if this will be settled by penalties. Yeah, just as I expected, Realist does not even have a single warning to his name. Casey only has one warning, so these guys are on their own. Manuel Baby says the fastest lap at 130.5. He is definitely closing down the gap. So it went from 11 seconds to 7.9 seconds. He's definitely closing down onto the podium positions. So
Yep.
look at Black Sheep's race director. Will this have and outcome at the end. So we have 4 warnings, a 3-second time penalty for Black Sheep. And as for Manolo Baby, he did get a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. We don't know if he'll be removed, but not looking good for him so far.
Casey's really taking away those tenth of a seconds away from SD in every time at that spoon corner. It's the spoon curve corner.
Yes, indeed he is. Can he close up fast enough? Running out of time.
Still have 4 laps to go.
So the Freeman and Babaji are on 17 lap hard tires, and they are right on the back of each other right now.
Babaji putting on the pressure to Freeman. I think Freeman's struggling a little bit more. Ooh.
Casey's starting to lose time now. I believe he's pushed his tires past its best. Now he's losing time again to SD.
Ooh, Rand's not having a good day at all. But props to the guy for not giving up and finishing his race distance.
Yeah. Rand always pulls through.
Charles Leclerc seems to have ghosted his car and just left it there. Oh no. Yellow flag through sector 2. I think someone's really slowing down. It's Rand. Rand's having a really bad day. I'm not gonna win. Let's not bully the poor chap anymore. Let's just leave him at it. And I think he's gonna find himself at the end of the race with a dissatisfied experience, but happy with the fact that he saw it through till the end. I mean, 20 people started and Rand's 15. Better than the 6 who had to DNF.
So surprise, Manolo Baby's closed down the gap to 4.1 seconds. This man is on a charge. He's got 3 laps left. Can he take it to Black Sheep? It's really interesting to find out. So if he does get his 5-second time penalty removed, he's definitely in with a shot for a podium finish right now. So he's rapidly gaining on Black Sheep.
Absolutely, yep. Both on quite similar tires as well. Oh, Charles Leclerc just entering the pits.
He might go for a fastest lap.
Possibly.
He loses his front wing, so interesting. Nothing to lose there, so it's fine.
Ooh, so what's RB Ferraro doing?
I missed it. What was it?
He's just messing around with his gears, if I may.
Okay. So we have Ninja, who's just under 3 seconds to Faizan. We've got Manolo Baby's 2.2 from Black Sheep, and we got 2.4 second gap between the leaders.
I think it's a testament to the expertise of the top 4 drivers today. Not giving up no matter what happened. I mean, there were moments when all 4 of them had moments where, it could have gone either way. But I think when you keep your head down and just focus on delivering those good, clean laps, that's all you need to get back in the game, if I may.
Definitely. Manolo Baby is living proof that one bad incident does not ruin your race and a 50% race distance. It's right at the back of Black Sheep right now. Will he make the move into 130R or into the home straight?
I have a feeling he's going to get him just before Spoon Curve. Okay, I wasn't right there. Let's see what happens. Black Sheep navigating his car. Oh, wiggling through this section of the track. Maranello baby keeps his momentum, keeps his car parked right behind Black Sheep.
Excellent positioning there by Black Sheep. But who gets the better exit? We start the final lap of the Grand Prix.
I think both of them got a good exit, but the DRS and the ERS really worked in Maranello's favor there.
If I may, Manila Baby's just done a last lap move in a McLaren just like Kimi Räikkönen did in 2005. A fantastic move into P3.
That was same 2000. Who was it against? I think it was Damon.
It was Renault.
Yeah, it was a Renault. You're right. It was the same race where Alonso did that daring outside overtake on Schumacher.
So Faizan and Ninja are going to go. Okay, Ninja thinks better of it, but Faizan goes really deep into the chicane and gets terrible exit. Will Ninja gobble him up on the home straight? Let's wait and find out. He has DRS, he switches it on, goes into high, and before he even starts,
Ninja
get the move done, and he moves up to P8. Excellent move.
It's a good decision for Ninja Zero to have pitted 8 laps ago.
Definitely.
And again,
The real SD comes past the last corner to take the victory in Japan.
Shunting the wall, almost like
your race victor, followed by the KC66 in P2, and Manalo Baby all the way from the back of the grid finishes in P3. A fantastic showing from him.
Fantastic racing by the boys.
Surprisingly, even with that 5-second time penalty, he still finished ahead of Black Sheep.
Yeah, I think Black Sheep had a penalty there.
Black Sheep had 3 and Manalo Baby had 5. Torpedo, our debutant, making an excellent flurry to finish in P6.
P6 on the alternate strategy, so that's a hats off to the guy.
He finishes in P7.
Ninja and Faizan still racing. I don't know if Faizan's going to do anything.
I don't think there's enough for a battle there.
No, yeah.
Ninja Zero comes across the line in P8. Good recovery drive from him.
And
5-second time penalty, and he goes down the field as a result.
Freeman and Babaji, I think they've just exchanged positions.
No, they keep their positions. Babaji has been chasing Freeman for a long time, but they keep the positions. They cross the line. And look, it's the last one. Yeah, he's screwing around with us.
Purposely, Charles knows he doesn't want the race end is in his control. And that calls an end to round 16 of season 4 of the IRC at Suzuka.
Excellent race there.
Fantastic to see 3 Indian flags on top. We have Real SD on top with the trophy. To his left, you have Maranello Baby in the McLaren. And to his right, who's now spraying champagne on him, his in-race rival, KC66.
So, who, according to you, is your driver of the day?
There's 2 ways of looking at it. I would like to bridge this race into 2 categories of runners. One is you have the mid-pack and the front pack. The end pack, there wasn't too much going on because you had No More Pro who'd completely lost it, Monk who'd completely lost it, and then they came all the way back. I would say Torpedo did a very fantastic race. You could be the F1.5 winner of this race. And apart from that, KC66, I mean, hats off to the guy for not giving up, but Real SD just did a dominating performance like Lewis Hamilton in Spain 2019. Once he was ahead, there was no taking him down. So for me, the driver of the day would definitely be the real SD, but Torpedo, hats off to the guy for being one of the fastest newcomers in front of people like Peza, Ninja Zero, Freeman, Monk, and of course, Pepe.
I agree with you for the F1.5 drive of the day, but for me, a supreme leader coming from the back of the field to finish in the podium position, I believe he definitely
Maranello,
has.
baby.
Yes, I definitely feel his performance is worthy of driver of the day for me.
I mean,
Anyway,
we don't really compare Maranello, baby, with us. He's a league ahead, so that's why.
I agree, but I say it because he had damage and still came out
Yep.
in that position. So I have to give it to him for that.
Well, I will not challenge your decision there because Maranello did drive a very fantastic race. So are we doing post-race interviews right now?
Let's see if we can drag them in. Yeah, that
I
would
see
be nice.
Maranello and SD and in this channel with us.
Greetings, SD and Manila baby.
Hello.
Fantastic racing, guys.
Did Casey run away?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we pinged him. Let's see if he comes. Thanks, guys. That was extremely nice of you. Frustrating race, though.
Yeah, it's a shame. What exactly happened to you? Who did he hit in the first?
So Madhav was battling me, going wheel to wheel. I got ahead of him, but then he kind of poked his nose back in, and I had to back off. Then Pepe and Madhav got ahead of me, and then like 2 seconds after that, he spins.
Was it at the hairpin curve?
That's at the hairpin, yeah. And after he spun, like I tried to move right to avoid him, but then Pepe was on my right, so I hit Pepe. I got a 5-second penalty for hitting Pepe, and I got damage. Pepe didn't get damage, and Pepe didn't get damage, and I got a 5-second for that.
Are you aware of what happened to General Pepe?
He spun. I think he and Tani spun at. I saw his car spun on the left at the exit of the second spoon curve.
Yes.
I'm guessing something happened to Tani, probably wheel to wheel, or
Yeah, wheel to wheel it was.
it's very high likely. There's a very high likelihood that one of them could have lost control and the other one went into them. But I'm considering the two drivers in question. I'm going to say there was contact.
You're absolutely right.
So SD, how did it feel today, leading the pack from up front and staying there till the end of the race?
I'll say it was one of the best starts that I have done in this game. Saying that, in the virtual safety car, after I pitted, I spun at Dunlop curve, losing 6 seconds. I think you guys. I don't know if you guys caught the turn incident between me and Casey when he was coming out of the pits.
No,
Okay,
no.
so thing is, it was like he was coming just out of the pits and he was ahead of me a little bit, but I had so much overspeed that I went around the outside, but we banged wheels. Unfortunately he spun out, but I'm not sure if it's a racing incident of my fault or his fault, but we'll see.
So that was, I think, what we saw, Kapil.
Yeah, we did see Casey spinning out, but we not catch the action.
The thing was, I lost
Correct.
6 seconds while spinning under the VSC because of my own mistake, unforced
Okay.
error. So I just made the race tougher for myself because if you had seen the medium stint, I was having the basically he was not faster than me in that stint. So yep.
So when did Maranello? When did you start seeing a podium finish for yourself up here?
I really didn't think it would happen today. I was over 50. I was over a minute behind, or close to a minute behind at one point. So I had kind of written this race off. I'm like, cool, let's just have some fun, get some overtakes under our belt, give you guys a good show. But I think after I overtook Rambo, I saw there was 9 seconds to Black Sheep, and I'm like, okay, time to sit back and chill now. Just get enough in front to for the 5-second pen. But then I think when there were 6 seconds or 8-second gap to Black Sheep, within a lap it was 6.3. And I'm like, hold on a minute. Then I just did the quick maths in my head. I'm like, you know what? I'm probably going to lose on track, but I'm going to at least try and get him on. I lose because of pens, but I'm probably going to try and get him on track. So it was about 2 seconds a lap, and I caught him a few corners earlier, but I was out of fuel and ERS. So because I caught him a few corners earlier, I could be in a slipstream, put it down to lean, and put everything into the last lap. I actually ran out of fuel on the line. But yeah,
Towards
No,
the
no,
last
that
lap?
was close.
yeah. At the exit of Casio, I ran out of fuel down to the line, and it's funny because I still got the fastest lap. I'm trying to think maybe I could have gotten a 29 if I hadn't made that fuck up.
Possible. Possible.
Yeah.
SD, at what point of
Yeah,
time did you know you had the race for yourself? Because there was a point when Kapil and I were keeping a close eye on the time that Casey was building onto you. But at what point of time did you know, yeah, I don't think Casey's going to come any closer than this 2.5 seconds gap that we have between us?
see, I would say I had a race engineer behind me because Pepe was like, Pepe was helping me. So the thing is, he was giving me times, and I was pretty sure I had Casey in my pocket today, at least until the last 4 laps when his tires went off. That much I'd
Okay,
say.
okay.
Going into the last 4 laps, he was losing time instead of gaining. So yeah, I thought at that point,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's done.
So did you kind I'm so sorry, Kapil.
Yeah, so if there was no contact between the two of you at the exit at T1, do you think the story would have been different? Do you think Casey could have fought
Oh
for the
yeah,
win?
oh yeah, for sure. You would have been in mid DRS, and you know that back straight, the slipstream is insanely powerful.
It is indeed, yeah.
So yeah, that would have been
Could
a
have been,
different, completely.
yeah.
So
Also,
Maranello, I remember. So sorry, SD, please
yeah.
continue.
Also after the contact, he fell behind Black Sheep, which gave me at least like 3 seconds gap. So yeah, that did.
Yeah, that was exactly the buffer you needed. That gave you nice room for safety, and you made the most of it.
Yeah, but all this thing wouldn't have happened if I didn't spin. So yeah, in the end of the day,
You spun under
yeah.
VSC?
Yes, following
He mentioned, right?
Pepe's
He spun
footsteps.
at Dunlop and lost 6 seconds
I
there.
spun at I went two inside. I was at the low. I was at a much higher gear. So what happened was I just went coasted on the curb by fault because there was too much downforce. I didn't expect that. So it just went on the curb and I couldn't do anything to stop my spin. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, it's. I mean, this would have happened. I lost like around 7 seconds, around 6 or 7 seconds. So.
Alrighty then.
So I had a question at Maranello. There was a point when, please back me up here, Kapil. I don't remember who he was battling that wheel-to-wheel racing with. At what point of time Maranello completely backed out? Did you know, or did you have a feeling at that point of time, Maranello, that you might just get knocked out if you go too much wheel-to-wheel with this person? Who was it with, Kapil?
So you were fighting against RB.
Correct.
Hobby? Yeah, I did back out because I kind of I think he was shut. I saw that his car began moving right, and if he maintained that same trajectory, very similar to what Casey had an incident with in the previous race. I'm forgetting with whom. I think it was Black Sheep. Yeah, I think it will be a repetition of that, and I couldn't afford to lose any more time. So I know that probably cost me a couple of seconds, but I think it was a safe decision to just back out.
Absolutely, it
Absolutely
was.
agree with you. Yeah. Because
Because
it was a similar moment that you avoided that General Pepe made a move at, which ended in him losing out and dying at the end of the race.
yep,
And
a lot of
and
drivers today lost it at wheel-to-wheel racing.
and at the end of the day, it was RB's corner. So, uh, I mean, he was all entitled to turn in.
Right there. Yeah.
That's a fair point. Yep. Is there anyone else you'd like to interview for? I think we can. I would like to interview Torpedo if he's around.
Let me see if I can get him on board. Just give me a second.
No, he's not online.
Yeah, Torpedo's not online right now.
He is. He's online on Discord, but let me just please wait 30 seconds. Let's see if he responds.
Sure, take your
If
time.
not-
Take your time.
In the meantime, I'm gonna open my pizza and enjoy it.
So
You
what
still
time
not
did
had the pizza,
I haven't started eating, man.
but you were chomping on something mid-race. No?
Yeah, that was
the
garlic bread and potato wedges. So this is the main course. Oh, one second. So while we wait for Crashlow to join, I have some sad news. So yesterday when I ordered my pizza, it came really late and it was terrible.
Oh, did you get free pizza?
It was not free either. It was whopping 1K and we didn't even bother to finish it because it was that bad.
Ouch.
Did
Where was
you-
it from?
If you complain to Domino's, then you can get a
It's
refund.
not, yeah, it was a local joint and yeah.
Ooh, was it like some midnight hunger delivers or something?
Torpedo or Crashlow, you're here. Third World Prophet, couple, take it away.
Welcome, Crashlow. Welcome, Torpedo. I mean, same person.
Hi.
Fantastic
Hi.
racing by you today, dude. I mean,
Yes, I fucked up my strategy. That's why.
Did you have damage at any point in the race? You did do an extra stop, didn't you?
Yeah. I stopped it early because I have no tire grip at the start of the race.
Okay. But how did you find the race? Did you enjoy the competition?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. They're quite fast, very hard to overtake. Yeah, it's
so
good.
do you see yourself very soon? I mean, I wouldn't like to put a timeline on it, but do you see yourself soon challenging the front runners, getting closer to SD and KC66?
I don't know, maybe.
I mean, we're all rooting for you. Don't worry, Crashlow. We're all rooting for you here.
Yeah, definitely the driver of the day in our eyes. So well
Yes,
done.
thank you. Thank
So,
you very
Crashlow,
much.
when is it that you knew? When is it that you knew that, or when is it that you felt mid race? Because I remember there was one point in mid race where you were coming, you were losing pace very incessantly. So, when is it that you felt like, okay, I think this race might be out of my hands right now? And when is it that you felt like, okay, I think the race is back? It's back in my hands right now. Because you seemed
Yeah.
very confident after your last pit. Like you were very confident on those softs, especially through the deck gears
Yeah.
and through the hairpin.
Some guy blocked me. I don't know who blocked me, but I think it's a Williams driver. 2 times he blocked me. That's why, and I spun up one time. That's why.
Could it be Faizan? We never know.
Could have been, yeah.
But
So,
actually, good race. Yeah.
so Crashlow, what is something that you expect from yourself going into the last few races of this year's season?
Yeah, I'll learn more. I think I need to go on time lap a little bit, much more time in time lap. Yeah, because they are very
Fantastic.
fast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And do you see yourself in a if what is one team you see yourself racing in the next season?
I don't know, Red Bull or Ferrari, I guess.
Then I think that's the ambition you need to keep for yourself, Crashlow. Fantastic
Yeah.
racing today. Fantastic racing. I think
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
both Kapil and I are in agreement that if we were to nominate a driver for the day today, definitely you would be one of our top nominations. So fantastic
Okay,
racing
thank you.
today, Crashlow.
Thank you.
Congratulations, man. That was
GG
great.
IRC.
Congratulations, man. Great race.
Yep.
Maranero
That's
is very fast. Yeah.
He is. He is. I think that every single person who's part of this Discord community knows now that if you want to truly set yourself up against a milestone, that Maranello is one of the people that you do really need to set yourself up against.
Guys, I'm
Yeah.
blushing.
I need to steal his setup and all. Huh?
Soon. We'll all be uh, at par. All right. Is there anyone else that you'd like to interview, Kapil?
no, I believe it done because I want to eat my pizza very badly. Please
All
allow
right.
me the opportunity to
Yeah,
snack
I
on.
think perfect. I think we can close the stream here today because I don't think Casey is going to be joining us right now.
Yeah. So thank you
Okay.
everyone for watching. That's been your Japanese Grand Prix.
Yeah.
See you next week.
What's
See
the
ya.
next race?
Yeah.
What are the next days race date and time?
It would definitely be Saturday, 7:30. What the race would be, I actually have no idea.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, looking forward to you joining us again on the 2nd of next month, which is another Saturday at 7:30 p.m. You will join Kapil and myself. Kapil, one of the most experienced drivers on this grid, and myself, Third World Prophet, a little bit more amateur driver on this grid. Hopefully, we entertained you today. And Kapil, I think you're going to just enjoy your pizza now.
Yes, I will. See you next week.
See
Bye.
you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.